back. Tri-State Sports Guys in the house. Top of K-Radio Studios, Norwalk.
Believe it.
Believe it. 06851.
Number one iTunes rapper in the country.
Yeah.
From
I
Norwalk.
wish Tony D were here because
He's not a huge fan of the guy.
That's a
Mike
nice.
T, you hear of this kid? Something Webby. What's his name? The Webby?
You're asking me?
I don't know.
I
never heard. But he's from Norwalk, and he's got the number one downloaded iTunes song.
What is Mike T doing?
He's making tea over there.
Well,
Or something. I don't know what he's doing. I like
Oh
that.
my God. He's got a Coke thing in him. And he's making tea.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that's how Norwalk rolls, I guess.
Yes. We're not going to do a say what.
No, in honor of Tony. It wasn't. We did it last week. It was good, but it's not
It's
the
not
same.
the same.
Tony. It would not be,
Let's talk about the NBA.
Okay.
Chris Paul got traded again for the third time. Apparently this one's going through. He's on the Clippers.
Yeah.
He's going for like Eric Gordon, Chris Kaman, some first round pick from the Wolves, I think, somebody else.
Yeah.
At first glance, now you got Griffin and Chris Paul on the Clippers. I don't know who else I have left.
But
They have that guy Bledsoe, who's good.
Yeah. In the NBA though, get two stars on a team.
Yeah. It's interesting. LA is going to be an interesting place.
And LA is going to be very interesting because you got one team rising and one team falling.
I think Lamar Odom is a huge loss. He's the type of guy.
100%, it's a huge
He's
loss.
just one of those guys that like people always think isn't worth that much. Like, we can get rid of him, but he's the type of guy that, like, he picks you up in those games when the superstar's not doing it. He does everything.
Right.
That's a great move by the Mavericks.
Great move by the Mavericks, and they lose Tyson Chandler, which I think is a great signing.
Great move by the Knicks.
For the Knicks, they lose him, and then they wind up backfilling him with Odom, and you say the different type of player. You know, Odom's more of a scorer, and you see Tyson Chandler's more of a rebounder and a defensive guy, but still another big body. Both could rebound. You look at it and you say for the Mavs, you couldn't ask for more. Lose a guy like Tyson Chandler.
What's interesting to me about the Knicks and this Clippers thing, so Chauncey Billups, he was very unhappy.
Cried his eyes out.
And I guess, he's right. He's been in the league 12 years or whatever it's been. And he was very unhappy that he just keeps being like the player thrown away and released because they figure he's a good leader. So he comes to the Knicks, he buys in, they cut him. Who does he get signed by? The Clippers. And now the Clippers have Chris Paul. Are they going to cut him again?
No, I don't.
Because what do they need him? He's making like $12 million a year.
Yeah, no, I think it's 14. Wasn't it 14?
I don't know what it is.
It's something.
But now it's like you really need that guy on your bench. And if you're Billups, now you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? Now not only am I the team I wanted to be on, now I'm literally not playing.
Because they had that amnesty thing that was built in where
And I
if
don't
he had
think-
gotten cut and nobody picked him up, he would have gotten paid. It just didn't hit the salary cap for the Knicks.
Can the Knicks re-sign him?
Yeah, but
They may legitimately need him.
yeah, I mean
The
they are
Knicks
going to need him.
The Knicks need a guard. They don't. I mean,
They got Mike Bibby, who Mike Bibby.
I would rather have Billups start and Bibby back him up.
Yeah, right.
This
And,
could
and
be-
who's
this
the other
is-
guy? They got Tony Douglas.
Yeah, who's good, but he's fat.
But he's pudgy. But here's what I like about Tony Douglas is, you look at the games when the Knicks do well. I mean, he puts up numbers. He's got the ability to score.
Yeah, they got a crazy front court.
Crazy. They got the ability to score. The Knicks are going to be an exciting team. But
We'll see if D'Antoni knows how to coach defense.
Yeah,
Now
we'll
he's
see.
got a great defensive player.
Now he's got a legitimate defensive player. I think the worry you have about the Knicks is, can Amari Stoudemire stay healthy?
Yeah.
I don't know that he can. I mean, you saw him kind of break down a little bit now. I mean, he's an old, I don't know, he's 30, 31, but he's an old 31, 30.
Yeah,
He came in
I hear you.
played a lot of minutes. I think that's a big question.
bad
mark.
knees,
and,
bad
and they're
back.
not deep at all. They tried to get Jamal Crawford. I guess that fell
He
through.
refused, yeah.
They all they had left to offer. That's the problem. So, I mean, the big story about not being able to get Jamal Crawford is that they have $2.5 million to go out and spend on somebody, which gets you nothing in the NBA. The average salary.
They may get your boy. What's the guy from UConn who's played good for them last year? Williams? I don't know his name.
I don't know who you're talking about. For the Knicks?
Yeah, that's
He
what
played-
they said.
he played
That's
on
what
the
they
Knicks
said.
last
He was drafted by the Nets. Went to the Mavericks.
Marcus Williams?
Yes.
Yeah, lefty point guard?
Yeah, I think so. I think
He got drafted in the same draft as Josh Boone.
Yeah, don't quote me on Marcus. I'm pretty sure they're getting a guy who played at UConn.
Yeah. So let's
Almost.
get into the Nets then. The Nets. I'm glad because I was actually going to bring up Marcus Williams. I'm glad you brought that up because
I thought it was him. I could be wrong.
it doesn't matter for my argument here. But so we were going after Dwight Howard, right? Last week they said it was a done deal at one point.
Yeah.
It's stupid. You know who I don't like, and we off on a tangent. Incarcerated Bob. who calls into the fan all the time.
Is he really incarcerated?
No, he's a poser.
Was he incarcerated?
He probably grew up in Westport, Connecticut. He's probably a tool. I'm incarcerated by.
Why, what did
all
he
this stuff.
say?
He just happens to really like hockey. He's a
What did he
dork.
say though?
He said it was. I got my inside sources say it's a done deal. It'll be done by the end of the day today. Last week, Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
About Dwight Howard. It's a done deal. They're only. Blah, blah, he had all this information. It was garbage. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But nobody will say that about him. But when he calls in, he gets right through to Boomer and Carton and Francesa and everybody. He's a zero, that guy.
Okay.
So they were going to give up
Your boy Lopez.
Brook Lopez, who to me peaked. He's a scorer, can't rebound for a big guy. For a guy 7'1", doesn't
very
rebound.
soft.
He doesn't rebound at all. And he puts up his points, but I think it's because they didn't have a lot of scorers there, you know. And they were going to give a first and some other picks. And the picks were the one thing I heard about some Nets fans that I know, like, oh, we're going to give up more picks. But the Nets, when they get picks, they sign guys like Josh Boone and Marcus Williams.
Not very good at it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if you can put Darren Williams and you put Dwight Howard, that keeps Darren Williams in New Jersey, right? Then they have some other pieces. Anthony Morrow's a scorer; he could play. You know, they have some other pieces around him. Chris Humphries could rebound. They got some guys around.
They got to
him.
re-sign Humphries, don't they?
Yeah, but they could resign him. I mean,
Yep.
I don't think he's going to command a ton of money. I mean, he's a 10-10 guy, 8-10 guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not a scorer, but he could rebound.
Why would you do this if you're the Mavericks? I mean, if you're the Magic, it doesn't seem like you're getting a lot.
Well, because they're not going to resign him. So the thing that scared me is on their way home, and I don't know if this is true. The Lakers were talking about Bynum and Gasol for him, which I mean the Nets
That
can't
seems
compete
like
with
a lot.
that, right?
Yeah.
The Nets can't compete with that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that will happen, but that seems like way too much. If that's a dumb trade to me, as great as Dwight Howard is, it's almost a dumb trade for the Lakers to give up that much.
And now Dwight Howard is kind of backing off, saying, "I don't mind staying here. We got to work on some things." I
Yeah, but
still think he'll be traded.
Yeah,
I
I think he's just playing the
And now on Twitter, that people are talking about Baron Davis going to the Knicks.
Baron Davis. He's another malcontent. You want him?
Here's my view on malcontents in general.
Yeah.
You get a year out of them, and they'll be unbelievable.
So let's talk about the Knicks. Let's just assume that right now this is the Knicks team. They don't add any.
Sean Williams. I'm sorry.
Oh, Sean Williams is different. Sean Williams, yeah.
He's a much more talented player.
It's a much different. It's a much different.
That's why I apologize. Go ahead.
But so you look at the Knicks as they stand right now.
As there are right now.
Right.
Yes.
They still have a very, very talented team.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? You look at the
Super athletic, which is what I love.
Two superstar players, and then adding a world champion.
Tremendous role player.
Right. Tremendous. And he's even more than a role player. I mean, he really is. For how
But
well
he's like a junk guy.
he's like a Ben Wallace
Yes.
type.
Yes.
Right? So even if you mismatch your point guards and you look at Mike Bibby and Douglas, and you get some what's the guy they had last year, the rookie Landry Fields. You get him, you get some productivity out of him, which before Carmelo got there, he was actually very good. He kind of regressed a little bit. I
They
think
got
he
their
just
first round pick. Yeah.
I mean, are they playing? Are they home in their first series of the playoffs? I mean, are they a top 4 team?
They should be.
Yeah,
That team.
66 game schedule. Are they looking at 45 wins, 45-21, or is that too much to ask? 40 and 26. I mean,
You gotta be. If you gotta
you got to
be
win 40
team,
plus. Yeah, they got to
be a 40
win
win team.
So you're still gonna look at the Heat, right? Have they leapfrogged ahead of the Celtics? I think so. Just because in the
Celtics
fact that the
are
Celtics are old, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Celtics take a step back in that they've gotten older, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I'll put
so-
them right there with the Celtics.
Right. So you're looking at the Knicks. I mean, they're going to be around a 3 seed type team?
Uh huh.
That's good. I mean,
The Knicks have the ability to win. That's it. That's all you can ask for. Because
Right.
if you're a Knicks fan, you figure, as long as my team is good enough, and they start playing in Madison Square Garden, that place is jammed.
right.
Anything's
The
possible.
thing that's got to worry Knicks fans a little bit is they have the 2 superstars, but in the back of everybody's mind, starting middle of last season, was Chris Paul wants to come here. Chris Paul wants to come here. If he doesn't want to come here, Darren Williams wants to come here. Darren Williams probably still does, but if Dwight Howard comes to the Nets, that squashes that. Now you've got these 2 superstars, and in my opinion, Amari Stoudemire's got a window of just a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's why you couldn't wait for Chris Paul.
Right. No, I agree with you. So, but what I'm saying is, Are they? How are they going to surpass? I mean, realistically, the Heat are the team to beat. I don't care what anybody says about
How are they going to beat the Heat?
How are they going to beat the Heat? How do they match up with the Heat? And you're going to tell me that they're a better team than the Heat?
Well, I don't know, man.
You got superstar threes. They both have them.
You got 3-on-3. It's a 3-on-3 game, right? I mean, I
Right.
think the problem is going to be who's going to guard Wade.
Exactly.
But I mean, you can't really do anything about that.
No, I know, but I'm saying it just worked. Like Knicks
Are they
fans,
better than the Heat? Probably not. But are they capable of beating them? Yeah.
What's going to take for D'Antoni to keep his job?
I think they're going to have to play defense.
But I mean, what's a successful season? Do they have to go to the finals? Which means they have to go
I think they have to win at least a round. But I'm telling you, even if they win a round, if they are not playing defense and they're just beating teams,
you think it's how they win?
I really believe that even if they get to the second round and they just don't play any defense, and every time they win it's because they're outscoring teams, you're going to say, you have people that can play defense. I need a new coach who could take me to the next level.
See, this is one of the things that kind of frustrates me with the NBA.
You
And I love the
disagree?
NBA. No, I don't disagree with that at all. What frustrates me in the NBA is, and it's going to be the whole season with the Heat, the regular season, for the most part, is kind of a formality to get to, because going in, the bulk of the teams, you got 16 teams going to the playoffs. I could tell you 10 teams right now that are definitely going.
You're probably
and it's
right.
formality. So for the Heat, the whole regular season, we're going to sit through 66 games, and there's going to be, like I said to Moose last week, these ebbs and flows of 3 games. Oh my God, they're the best team in the league, and oh my God, and
At
it's
least
all
it'll
just
go quicker.
It's going to go quicker, but then the postseason is going to last longer than the regular season. The postseason is not going to be condensed, so now we're going to sit there for 2 months of it. So that's the only thing that frustrates me about the NBA is it's like, look,
right.
I'm going to tell you a secret. The Knicks are going to make the playoffs. The Heat are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the question is, what are Knicks fans, and I'm not a Knicks fan, so what are you looking for in this season?
Well, if you're a Knicks fan,
what are you looking for?
a Knicks fan's different because a Knicks fan wants to get back into
So
those
you're
playoffs.
not a Knicks fan. What
If I'm a Knicks fan, I expect them to play good basketball and to
you
beat.
can't say that. Give me a goal.
The goal is for them to be seen as one of the top.
Give me a measurable goal. Seen as what? In whose eyes?
top 3 teams in the league.
Top 3
Maybe
teams.
4. I'll give
Okay.
top 4.
And so the amount of wins doesn't really matter. You say 45, 40 to 45. Doesn't
Top
matter.
4 teams in the league.
Top 4 teams in the NBA. Or the East.
No, in the Eastern Conference.
You think 4 seed is going to be good enough for Knicks fans? Maybe. I don't know.
I think it will. Because
Okay,
you get the
and-
Bulls.
Right.
You got the
Right. You got
Bulls.
the Bulls.
You got the Celtics.
Right.
And you got the Heat.
Right. You can't surpass. You
I'm-
can't surpass the Celtics by now. It's like
right
I think
now-
Knicks fans are going to say,
right
"When
now-
are we going to?
right
We're
now,
not getting any better."
I have no point guard. Give me the 4,
Right.
and I'll take my chances in the playoffs.
Right.
It's that simple.
And so they make the 4. They win around in the playoffs. D'Antoni's the coach in 2013.
No, it's how they win.
That's what
That's what I'm telling you. They got to play defense. They don't play defense. Every fan's going to be like, you know what? Now this team has talent. Now there's no excuse.
But I don't think you look at New York fans; they're going to find the negative. You think you are Mr. Negative, and
You're totally incorrect. But go ahead.
100%. You're Mr. Negative about everything. So, and New York fans mirror you. That's why you're good for the show because you are a typical New York fan. You just find the negative in anything. The Knicks go into play. I don't care how many points they're allowing a game. Blah blah blah. They go in as a 4 seed, win 1 round, and then lose in 5 games in the second round. They're going to be calling for D'Antoni's head.
I want him out if they don't play defense. I don't care.
But what does count as? What do you mean? What is playing defense?
Meaning every game I win
If they
shouldn't
play
be.
defense and they should be winning games because I got it. The second or third best scorer in the league, plus Amara Stoudemire.
If they're playing defense and they get to the second round,
Yeah.
then you could say, you know what?
what is-
Realistically, we went as far as we could with 3 good players. We need to get better pieces around them.
But if they're playing good defense,
Yeah.
the only way they're losing is they're not scoring points.
But maybe in the second round you just run up against a team that's better than you. You don't know how the rest of the NBA
Yeah,
is.
right.
That's all I'm saying.
I just want some measurable thing. I want
I
to be able
told
to
you,
say to
be
you,
a top 4 team.
I think they need to win 45 games and they need to go to the Eastern Conference Finals and make it a series, or D'Antoni's gone. That's my prediction. I don't think it's right. I'm just saying I'm not a Knicks fan.
I will bet you it takes less than that for him to be gone. We'll see what happens. It will take less than that for him to be gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He needs to get it to save his job. I'm saying the only way he saves his job is if they go to the Eastern Conference
No,
Finals.
I think he can save his job.
I don't
if
think
they
so.
just. Well, we'll see.
I don't think so. They were conference head last
Very,
year.
very quick.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard, where's he going?
Nets.
Guaranteed. Before
My-
the season starts, will he be a net?
Yes.
You heard it here, folks. I can't wait to see that. That's unbelievable.
Boom.
When we come back,
Incarcerated Bob, come see me, son.
let's go. Top 10. We'll be back. Tri-State Sports, guys.